Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Allow me to welcome you all for this afternoon session and the second day of our orientation seminar. By the way, in replacement of Mr. Nara as the Master of Ceremony, because of some important meeting, allow me to be the MC of this afternoon session. My name is Arian Josel. Thank you very much. Prof. Regaspi will not be able to attend live in this afternoon, so she sent a recorded video for her talk. If you have any questions regarding to this topic, just send her a personal message. To introduce the first speaker, may I call in Ms. Charmaine Mirador.
Our first speaker for this afternoon is none other than Dr. Kristine Regaspi, the Dean of CBSUA Pasacao College of Education. She will discuss the deployment and requirements for practice teaching. Once again, let us all welcome Dr. Kristine Regaspi.
Yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone. So this afternoon, I will be presenting to discussing to you about the practice teaching deployment and other requirements needed for your teaching internship. So please allow me to present to you all of this for this semester, school year 2020-2021. So let me show you my presentation. Okay. So, can you now see my presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the present, the 2021 teaching internship. So this week, February 22, 2021 until April 30, 2021. So let me remind you once again the teaching internship requirements before the deployment. So the first one is, so the office in charge, of course, our office, the College of Education, person in charge, yours truly, or our staff. If you can remember, I have already sent to all of you through our group chat, FB group chat, the soft copy of the parents' consent. Kindly print it na lang and then allow all of this to be submitted to, of course, to your respective practice teaching supervisors. Number two, you need to provide the university the medical certificate. This is very much important, particularly for those women who are pregnant, okay? So since for us to be able to know if you are pregnant or if you are capable to have the practicum, all of you should have certifying that you are capable to undergo practice teaching for the school year 2020-2021. Okay? So you may ask in any public or private clinic. So here in our municipality, okay, Iguakita, we have here in Pasacao, you may just visit the municipal clinic ba ang tawag dyan. And then, please bring with you the pregnancy test. Of course, for women lang, okay? Please bring the pregnancy test and then make it sure that you have not yet used it, okay? Dapat blanco pa, bago gamitin. And then, on the spot kayo magkakaroon or magte-test ng PT, okay po? So after that, after you get a medical certificate with the PT and X-ray, you need to submit a copy to the school nurse through Sir Darwin Berha. Okay po. Number 3, evaluation of grades. Okay po. So you are going to ask a copy to the registrar's office about your grades. If you still have incomplete, if you still have no grades or anything that you need to comply, particularly in your grades last semester, first semester, school year 2020-2021. Okay, number 4, the student's pledge. Okay, last week also I have already sent to you the student's pledge. Okay, this will be signed by, of course, to all the student teachers. Okay, so teaching internship requirements before deployment, you are going to enclose it in a long size white folder. All documents should be submitted to the assigned teaching internship supervisors. So all of those 4 requirements, you are going to enclose it in a long size white folder and then submit it to your respective teaching supervisor. For the BSed Bio, we have our campus administrator, Professor Carlo M. Cornejo. To the physical science major, kindly submit it to Professor Edgar de la Cruz. For mathematics major, kindly submit it to Mr. Marben Orogo. For the English major, kindly submit it to Ma'am Aiza Cayetano. For the BEd fourth year, A4A, yours truly. And for the BEd 4B, kindly submit it to Dr. Immaculate Ifalabi. So the last day of submission will be on March 1, 2021. Okay po. So let us proceed. So these are the teaching internship requirements. So I assume that you already have a knowledge about this one because if I'm not mistaken, during the first day of this STEP, Student Teacher Enhancement Program, this was already discussed by Ma'am Aiza Cayetano. So let me just reiterate that the requirements for the teaching internship are the following: the final demonstration teaching, your CT grade, okay, e-portfolio and supervisor's grade, wherein our grade, the basis of giving you a grade for supervisors, of course, you are going to structure a classroom. Saan na classroom? here in our those are the four requirements that you need to comply, that you need to submit for this subject Edu 15. And the e-portfolio will be discussed further by Sir Marben Orogo. If I'm not mistaken, he will discuss it during the last day of the step. Okay po. So teaching internship deployment. So I know all of you, you already have an idea who will be your cooperating teachers. Okay, for mathematics majors, if you are mathematics majors, of course, you will be assigned to mathematics professors. We have Dr. Jason M. Danyas. So we have 7 student teachers assigned to him. So kindly check your name. For Sir Ramon Monte, we have 9. 3 from Bachelor of Elementary, 3 for the BS in Mathematics, and 6 for BEE, Bachelor of Elementary Education, wherein ang assignment nila in Mathematics 1. Okay, next. Jerome Imperial, 7 student teachers. Kindly check your name. Marben Orogo, 6 student teachers. For Ma'am Marie Chris B. Roslin, 7 student teachers, again, mathematics majors. Brian Santiago, 9 student teachers, math majors also. And for natural sciences cluster, we have Ma'am Reggie Capistrano. So 11 student teachers, medyo magabat because we have a very limited number of professors. But then again, ang students natin medyo madami-dami. But anyway, again, 11 student teachers for Ma'am Reggie, and 11 for Sir Edgar de la Cruz, 9 for Ma'am Jemeline Rafada, and 10 for Ma'am Noveria Carillo. 10 also for Sir Michael Nolasco, another 8 for Sir Ariel Torres. Once again, kindly check your name, BS Ed, major in physical science and biological science. Okay, so for the language cluster, okay. So for the language cluster, we have 6 student teachers assigned to Ma'am Erica Maybueza. Kindly check your name, my dear student teachers. To Ma'am Aiza Cayetano, 7 student teachers. To Ma'am Leia Rose B. Credo, 6 student teachers. For Sir Halmasco, 3 student teachers. And for Jomar Laureles, we have also 6 student teachers, 3 coming from BS in English, and then the other 3 coming from the Bachelor of Elementary Education. For Ma'am Bessie Ronda, we have 7. For Sir Carl Torres, we also have 4 student teachers. Okay? So for Filipino major, okay? So although we don't yet have a Filipino major in this campus, but we have a professor na Filipino major, and our student teachers, BL student teachers, will also be handling Filipino subjects. So that's why meron tayong student teachers assigned to Ma'am Alcantara na 6, and Ma'am Naval also 6 student teachers. For the BN cluster, we have Dr. Immaculate Falabe, 6 student teachers. For Sir Mark Laguna, we also have 6 student teachers. For Charlie San Gabriel, we have 7 student teachers. And for Jessila Torres, we have 6 student teachers. And for yours truly, I have also 6 student teachers in my subject, music. And for Sir Edgar Namoro, he has 6 student teachers in his subject, PE and Health. Okay, so that is all about the teaching internship deployment. Now, if you have more questions about the deployment, don't be hesitate to ask me through our group chat, or you may just ask our class officers, okay? Or you may directly PM me if you have clarifications or questions about that teaching internship. Let me just remind you, my dear students, to please, okay, coordinate, contact, okay, text, send a to your assigned cooperating teacher so that they already know if sino ang kanilang mga student teachers na naka-assign sa kanila. Okay po? So good luck. God bless you everyone. A um, may you have a blissful day and sana this will be a big help for you for you to be able to be a better teacher someday. I know medyo this is quite that is quite a 360 different from our previous student teaching internship or practicum. But of course, because of the COVID, because of the pandemic, we need to follow the policies and guidelines of the TRED, the policies and guidelines of the universities, and then, of course, the IATF. So bear with us, okay? Bear with us as we go through with this current situation. Nahihirapan kayo, bigla online, nahihirapan din kami as your professors na online. So, let us help each other, okay, to surpass and pass your enrolled subject Edu 15. So, good luck and God bless you, everyone.
Thank you for the very informative discussion you have given to us this afternoon, ma'am. We clearly understand what we are going to do this new normal teaching internship.
We will have a short break while waiting for our next speaker, so just stand by.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I am back. Um, Sorry, I have an important meeting to attend. And in the venue, we have Sir Marben Orogo. So please stay tuned. And as as he is setting up for his presentation, so this will be a very important discussion because it is one of our major requirements, which is the e-portfolio. So he will going to discuss about guidelines on the preparation of e-portfolio. So stay tuned, everyone. So right now I am seeing 32 participants, now 34 in this afternoon session. So while waiting, anyone who wants to have an information number, just raise a hand button. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome again to the afternoon session of our seminar. We are now down to our last speaker. He will talk about the guidelines on the preparation of e-portfolio, which is very important. So please, I advise everyone to listen very carefully on what to do on our e-portfolio. So what, Ms. Shermi Meder, please do the honor.
Our last speaker for today is Professor Marben Orogo, Teaching Supervisor, BSN Mathematics.
He will going to discuss about the guidelines on the preparation of e-portfolio. Let us all welcome Professor Marben
He will
Orogo.
going to
Good
discuss about
afternoon,
the
sir.
guidelines on the preparation of e-portfolio. Let us all welcome Professor Marben Orogo. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon, sir. So, to our campus administrator, Professor Carlo Cornejo, to our college dean, Dr. Caceres, to our program chair, Professor Leia Roscredo, to all the PICs for EDUC 15, practice teaching, good afternoon. And of course, to all the student teachers who will soon be part of the teaching force on the next, hopefully, next academic year. So I am tasked to share the guidelines on preparing the e-portfolio. So before I present the crafted parts and components of e-portfolio, allow me to share our basis in crafting this particular portfolio. Portfolio. Okay, so what I am sharing with you is the joint CHED and DepEd memo regarding the new normal policies and guidelines on the deployment of pre-service teachers for field study and teaching internship for academic year 2020 and 2021. So I will not discuss this part by part. So this joint memorandum was crafted by these two agencies in order to address the pressing issue on the pandemic that we are experiencing at this moment. So some of the parts and provisions of this resolution, I think it was tackled during the orientation on guidelines on practice teaching. So let me just share with you. Okay. So this number 4, delivery of experiential learning courses. So allow me to be specific. I will just focus on number 10. So based on the memorandum, number 10 was focused on portfolio. So it says that in preparing an electronic portfolio of various teaching and learning experiences and processes. So this is to give emphasis on the process rather than output. We have to note that the e-portfolio must show the pre-service teachers' developmental experiences in the Philippine professional standards for teachers, domains, through the different learning modalities in various contexts. So it simply says that in preparing portfolio, we must emphasize the domains stated in the PPST. So I will not anymore discuss this PPST since you are familiar with this because you had taken up this on your teaching profession subject. So this memorandum suggests the following contents of e-portfolio. First, introduction, acknowledgement, curriculum vitae, certificate of completion, professional readings, weekly journals, experiences, evidences, and reflections on the different Philippines professional standards for teachers or PPST. We have the 7 domains, and then the teaching philosophy as beginner teacher. So this is suggested components of e-portfolio as stipulated on the joint memorandum from CHED and DepEd. But we have to note that we also have our existing guidelines on the components of portfolio. So we end up crafting a unified components of e-portfolio So allow me to share it with you. Okay. So combining the guidelines from the joint memorandum of CHED and DepEd together with our existing manuals on internship, we come up with these components of e-portfolio. The first part was all about introduction. So what are the things that could be found in the introduction? So for letter A, we have this welcome page. Within the welcome page, you should have the cover. It should include the school picture. Second, the preliminaries. You need to include the highlights of accomplishments of school. If possible, it will be on video interview. The next part will be message of school principal or campus administrator. Since here in Pasacao campus, we do not have our own laboratory school or laboratory high school. So you need to look for a message from our campus administrator. Next part will be the curriculum vitae of the professional teacher or student intern. We are going to include your curriculum vitae as part of preliminaries. Next will be the curriculum vitae of your cooperating teacher. Now, in our case, you will be deployed on all the faculties of CBSUA Pasacao, part-time and permanent. So you need to ask for a copy of their curriculum vitae. And then the curriculum vitae of the principal or curriculum vitae of campus administrator. So still, that's part of preliminaries. And then it will be followed by prayer. So prayer was personalized. You can pattern prayers from the previous graduates of CBSUA. You can ask for at least a format from them. And then followed by preface. You can highlight your insights on the preface. You can highlight the things that you expect on the entire duration of your internship. You can include that on the preface. So that's letter A, the welcome page. Then another part of introduction will be the home page. So under the home page, we have the brief description of the school. What are you going to include in the brief description of the school? You need to include the map of the town where the school is located. You can search for it in the Google map. And the history of the school by virtue of Republic Act or Presidential Decree. You may ask a copy from the OSAS of the handbook to serve as reference in citing the history of the CBSUA. And then another part of the brief description will be the sketch of the school and its surroundings. You may also ask the assistance of the PPD for this particular component. And then another is the school PVMGO, school's philosophy, vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Another component will be organizational structure. Next will be policies, rules, and regulation of the school. Again, it was stipulated already in the student handbook. You can just ask the assistance of the OSAS office. Another part of homepage, list of available equipment and facilities. You may consult the supply office or you may write a letter requesting for the list of available equipment and facilities. Of course, for the purpose of preparing your e-portfolio. So that's all part of the introduction. first part of your e-portfolio. Next part, or number two, will be acknowledgements. So you need to include, you need to acknowledge the efforts of all persons involved in the entire duration of your internship, the persons who participated, the persons who help you in pursuing or in accomplishing the internship period. Another part will be certificate of completion. This will be issued to you upon completion of the 10 weeks. And then number four, professional readings. So what are the things that you need to include here in case you read articles from, let's say, books, published online journals? You need to indicate that in number four. And then number five, weekly journals. So since we have this number five, so it is a pointer that you need to prepare a personal journal on weekly basis. Let's say week one was all about seminars on student teacher enhancement program. So you need to include that on your weekly journal. So that's week one. Then week two will be, let's say, your actual deployment. Let's say your city asks you to observe his or her synchronous class. So you need to prepare a journal on that on weekly basis. Number six, experiences, evidences, and reflections on the different Philippine professional standards for professional teacher or PPST domains. We have this several domains. Domain one, content knowledge and pedagogy. Domain number two, learning environment. Domain number three, diversity of learners. Domain number four, curriculum and planning. Number five, assessment and reporting. Domain number six, community linkages and professional engagement. Domain number seven, professional growth and personal growth and professional development. So each domain has specific indicators. So you need to help yourself familiarize the indicators on this. You can refer to the book of Gloria Salandanan, Teaching Profession. It was appended on her book on the last page, and also on the internship manual last academic year. So we have this domain on the appendices. So that's number six. And then component number seven, teaching philosophy as a beginner teacher. So meaning you need to include your teaching philosophy here. It's part of your e-portfolio as a beginner teacher. Because as the time goes on, as you truly embrace the teaching profession, and as you are deployed in the real scenario, your philosophy in teaching would somehow change. So it will change by as time goes on. It's number seven. And the number eight component is instruction. So under this instruction, you need to include lesson plans, instructional materials, evidences of classroom structuring, evidences of evaluating students' performance. So you need to attach sample of test, periodic, sample of TOS or table of specification, and then sample rubrics if applicable. In case you did an authentic assessment or you include rubrics in evaluating an essay, so you need to attach that on number 8. Another component of instruction will be evidences of final demonstration teaching, the final demo observation, and then your documentation. And then last but not the least, evidences of instruction-related activities. So in case your city requires you to do other instruction-related activities, you need to include that here, number 8. Evidences of instruction-related activities. So I hope that my presentation was clear to you. So I will be welcoming questions and suggestions and violent reactions later, right after my presentation. Since this is recorded, so I will speak in English fluently. And that will be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Marvin, for the guidance and for the information about the preparation of your portfolio. If if you have questions, this is the right time to ask. While Sir Marvin is still here, just raise a hand button. Anyone who has a question?
I IATF guidelines. Hindi pwede i-post yung guidelines ng IATF guidelines. Hindi pati hindi naka-social distancing.
Does the presentation was clear? You can ask questions at the moment.
Sige. Hindi ka kapit kami. Sige. Any question? Any bio?
If there are no questions, any final reactions? So this is the last session for afternoon program. So better to ask the question if you have inside.
May kamu cinta lang sa rawan taon nito. Naman pala mga question para lag.
So pati ang may hasil.
Yung ano?
May putyo niya! Sige, ma'am!
Sir, ito pong sinabi mo pong book si Author Gloria, ano po to, sir?
Alin ma'am, parang napot mo?
Ito pong sinabi mo pong book na itong ang Author Gloria, ano po to, sir, si Apelyedo?
Gloria sa Landanan.
Okay po. Iyon man lang po to, sir. Thank you po.
Oo. Sige po.
Any other question? Come on, guys. all questions will be entertained because this is the last part of the this afternoon seminar. So I guess there are no questions from the participants here today. So let me say um, thank you very much to our speaker for the preparation of a portfolio, Sir Professor Marben Orogo, for guiding us and giving us some ideas about how to do an e-portfolio and its components. So this is the last topic for this afternoon. So we will be going home early, I guess. And I would like to say thank you to all the participants. Yes. Yes.
Merienda na muna, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Rodrigo, for the concern. Can you send us merienda here? So,
Kape-kape pag may
let me. Ay, ano yan? Sir Marben, pwede daw po maghingi ng copy ng e-portfolio. For those who are asking, the copy of e-portfolio from Sir Marben will be posted on our FB group, the Student Enhancement Program. Any other concerns?
Pwede magkanta ka, Sir Raz.
Sorry, pagod na. on the last seminar na lang. Which will be on March 1, 2021. So, any other concern?
Magkanta ka nga ni.
Sa March 1 na lang, Ras, para birthday ko.
I will shout out to Mr. Leoncio Candelaria. Happy birthday on March 1.
Pwede pa request, binaliwala.
So I am formally closing this program for this second day of our online seminar for Student Teacher Enhancement Program. So thank you very much for participating, and to our wonderful speakers for today. Thank you so much for giving us your time and efforts. So the meeting is officially closed, so you can leave the Google meeting. Keep safe, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending. Thank you for participating. Shout out to my GEMS family.